Our friends out there, we got the music for you. Because, Dark Skies News and Information is Dark Skies News and Entertainment. No, we're not changing our name, but we are changing our approach. We want to cover more than just politics. God knows we want to cover more than just politics. So we're doing movies, we're doing entertainment. To kind of lighten up the mood here. We're doing sports, just to let you know that, we have a sports page and a sports connection and a following and people who, basically listen to this podcast to do all of those things. So, if that affects anybody that's in our community, then we're covered. So we're going to cover entertainment, news, information, and everything under the sun, like I said before. We're staying in our lane, and that's every lane. But it's incredible, man, because we're getting into the entertainment, right? And the first show that we decided to do is one of the most complex characters in MCU history. And for those who don't know what the MCU is, you might be in the wrong place. I'm assuming that y'all do, but I'll break it down just in case you're just now jumping on board. And you're, wow, how can I say this? You're about to take a crazy ride. The MCU basically is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it covers the movie section of Marvel Studios, which they had the anime, they had the cartoons, they had the comic books, of course, they had all the mini shows and theme parks and locations, locales. Well, basically Marvel themed. Owned by Disney, so definitely pushed and has a lot of money behind it now. That's how you're able to make these incredible movies. Like the movie that we basically just saw, what was it? The Eternals. I'm not going to get into the Eternals today, but we will let you know about the Eternals and what's going on with that as we revisit the Eternals. But today is about Thanos and understanding Thanos. I'm going to sound like we're his therapist or something, but no! We're trying to understand what he was hoping to accomplish and why he was trying to kill half of us. But at the same time, it's so much going on with this character that you really have to understand Thanos. Now, Thanos is, well developed over many, many years of comic books, many years of, like I said, the cartoons, the series, the mini-series, the actual Infinity Saga. Starting from, the first Avenger all the way up to, the last Avenger that they said was the first Avenger, Captain Marvel, but don't start me there. But anyway, we have this villain that seems to be complex. I mean, some of his first words on the screen was in Infinity War when he said, "I know what it's like to lose." And this makes you think, it weighed heavy on his voice that I know what it feels like to lose. And you can tell he was telling the truth. Even though at that time, and I know you could take it out of context, but you got to put it back into context when you remember that when Thanos was basically aboard the Asgardian ship and basically decimated the ship, right? Killing half of the Asgardians, as Thor said. Standing over Thor's limp body, victorious, but still humble enough to say, I know what it feels like to lose. That moment made me think that, this is a complex character. This character is a lot more complex than, most villains. I mean, Red Skull was, kind of up front, so we knew what he was after or what he was trying to do. But this Thanos, basically just ran through the Asgardians, and Asgardians are, you know, yeah, I ain't gonna say they like awesome because they were running at the end of Thor Ragnarok, from Hela, they were like standing up to her, get chased by her dog. But anyway, it's like, they still, were pretty strong, and, this group had just, won Ragnarok, or I guess lost Ragnarok. They did lose Asgard. I don't know, it's kind of real complex, when you speak about the Asgardians. Maybe I gotta do a whole show on what it's like to be an Asgardian and what they had to go through and how they ended up on Earth. But anyway, Thanos, like I said, is standing victorious over, basically the dead bodies of the beaten and battered, barely breathing bodies of Asgardians, just all over the floor. And, this character says that, he knows what it's like to lose. I'm like, but this guy just won. But he's still thinking about a loss that he had in the past. And it just made it all so complex. Because at that moment I said, I want to understand Thanos. And Mikey's like, oh, what? So I want to understand him. I mean, where did his journey start? Or where did he first realize that his goal in life, his mission, was to end the lives of half a life in the universe in order to create balance? Because I always tell people that, in order to truly appreciate, the Infinity Saga, you have to really understand Thanos. They did a good job of building up Tony Stark's. They did a good job of building up Captain America, better than any, I guess, movie or group or anything has ever done when it comes to Captain America. I think that the Marvel Cinematic Universe portrayed Captain America in an awesome way. And, dare I say, make Captain America great again. But it's funny because, they managed to add in other elements, like Hawkeye. Don't get me started on Hawkeye. Why is Hawkeye an Avenger? But anyway, Black Widow, the Hulk, and they put together this team, and they get the power of Ant-Man, and Ant-Man is real popular right now. I mean, it's, what can I say? I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is basically a work of art, and you just have to marvel in, I guess all these films are flying around, but no pun intended, though. You have to marvel at the job that they've done when it comes to, world building and character development. And, I mean, this guy Thanos, when you stop and you really start to focus in on him individually, and you try to, make sense of his senseless, rampage that he went on trying to collect all of these stones. So he was basically able to wipe out half of the universe. But who would think that way? Who would want that? Who would come to the conclusion where this is what's needed and there's nothing else that can, maybe accomplish the same goal, but without the death and the carnage and the wiping out of those? I mean, like, say for instance, I heard a lot of people say, like, Thanos, like, you want to wipe out half of the universe, but if you're scared of balance and that there's going to be too many people, then why don't you double the amount of resources using the gauntlet instead of killing half of the people? But, I don't think Thanos would have listened to that type of reasoning. I think that he had made it up in his mind that it has to be the death of half of the universe. They have to die, I'm not going to create more resources, no. I'm going to bring the number of people down. What was his motivations? Well, we're going to talk about that as the night goes on, as we spend our night trying to understand Thanos, his incredible mission that he took on. Why did he feel so obligated that it had to be him? Man. Alright, since it's Wednesday, we're going to listen to some old school music, you know, in the feeling of the mood that we are creating with this, our podcast. Darkskies News and Information, live from Los Angeles.